Welcome back to Bravo-ish Talkers. I just want to not even introduce myself and say this is fucking episode 10.
We did it.
What a fucking milestone.
Huge milestone.
Huge milestone. I'm Christina, your Bravo aficionado who never takes her TV off Bravo.
And I'm Ramona with a PhD in Bravoology and a lover of all pop culture.
I am Tiana, lover of all things Black Bravo.
I'm Courtney, realtor by day and Bravo private investigator by night.
So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. For all our listeners who have been there, have been rocking with us since episode 1. I'm pretty sure you've seen the progression and you've seen us kind of grow. So we are so happy to be here for 10 and on.
Ooh.
Yes, today we have a special episode for you. We are going down memory lane. We are taking a trip and we are going to find out where are they now, the OG edition. But first, how's everyone doing today? How's everyone checking in? Everyone have some fun researching all these people?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
have they been?
Yeah.
I will say I was really inspired because now that, OC is coming back and everything, the image I have seared in my brain of Joe Smiley's license plate driving away on camera from season 1 OC is it'll never leave.
It will never leave. And from that scene too, this may be really shady, but it's Slade had that big amazing house, and then he goes into moving into Gretchen's townhouse where it was overly packed with all her handbags. That's what I remember.
And everything from the guy she was
with prior.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
The hospice girlfriend.
Yes.
In Bass Lake.
Not the hospice girlfriend.
Yes. So without further ado, I guess let's just kind of really get into it. Bravo has been around for back, as Tiana would like to say, back to the Bobby Brown days.
Yeah.
Andy is celebrating 15 years of Watch What Happens Live. So Bobby Brown, was Andy just not at the forefront, right?
He was there. No, he was still there. I think he's been at Bravo for 20
years.
20 something, 20 years.
Okay. With under Andy's supervision or kind of, looking after Bravo, that's where all the housewives came in and all the fun shows. And now that's what we're going to be diving into today. So Summer House, where are they now, Ramona?
Yes. So when we were talking about what people do we want to kind of catch up and figure out what they've been up to. So I recently have gotten into going back to season 1, the beginning of Summer House, because I wasn't always in. And so I've been watching from season 1. I'm currently finishing season 2 of Summer House. 2 of the main people that are just very much a fixture, especially season 1, but also a little bit season 2, are the twins. You guys remember Lauren and Ashley. And I'm whatever happened to those girls?
Yeah, where are they?
I've recently gone on to the Summer House train only the past few years. So they're nowhere to be found now. So I was just wondering whatever happened to them? Why'd they leave? So I'm let's find out what these girls are up to. So when we last saw them, Ashley was the one that was married and, she couldn't do Summer House again because her life had moved to California with her husband. But Lauren was, still the single girl in New York and trying to get Carl to have act right. And he wasn't trying to act right. She was just trying to find love. Starting with Ashley, she and her husband now have 2 children. And she is just thriving and definitely in her mommy bag. And then Lauren found a man. So she got married in 2020 to an Arizona Cardinals wide receiver coach. Yeah. So she landed very well on her feet. His name is David Ray, and I think his name is pronounced Ray. They got married in Santa Monica, but the 2 live in Nashville, and she also has 2 kids as well. So
they just turned out to be normal people.
Yes.
They escaped the chaos.
Yeah.
They escaped the chaos, and they got, I feel all along this is the life that they wanted for themselves. And was just...
I wonder if they look back and say, gosh, we escaped that bullet. Gosh, so thankful that we're not on that train wreck or on that train wreck of a ride.
I think that's the way a lot of people are with reality TV when people have these people that were on the Real World, right? 1,000 years ago.
But then you see them come back.
I know, but then I think I do think a lot of them, because we just see those ones that come back. I think a lot of them just go, oh my God, this is a funny story I tell at cocktail parties, that I was on Summer House, that I was on this. And then they just go and act like normal people.
Yeah.
Right?
Kind of, what comes to mind, Cameron from Southern Charm.
Oh, yeah.
She was
Cameron.
on MTV's.
Yes, Cam. She was on She was on The Real World?
Was it
Real
San
World.
Diego?
San Diego,
Yes,
yes.
that's right.
And then
Yep.
some scandal came out about her that she was on Girls Gone Wild.
Oh,
Wait, really?
okay.
Dead ass. Look it up.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
like,
Did not know that.
Joe.
No,
Wait,
I mean,
Let me
This is
clarify.
surprising.
Let me
Go ahead.
clarify.
You go ahead.
Let me clarify. She was not partaking.
Oh.
She was the
Okay.
girl recruiting the girl.
Oh,
She was like the Ghislaine Maxwell of
yeah.
fucking
She was the pimp.
Girls Gone Wild.
Yes. And yes. And when that came out, I went on a deep dive and saw her like in front of the bus, like recruiting.
Wow.
Yes. And then I
Wow.
think when she went on Southern Charm,
There's
now we're
more.
going on this whole diatribe. A little bit of that came out. And then you saw when like it just got a little too messy for her.
With her and her
That's when
husband,
yeah.
her doctor husband.
That's how
yeah.
you know shit's bad.
Yeah.
When it gets
Yeah.
too messy for the pimp.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
And
bad.
then she dipped down and hasn't
I
been
want
on
no
since.
part of this. Yeah.
So I understand what Courtney's saying when they were kind of like, okay, this was fun, we're moving on. Versus when you see the lifers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you
The
can always
Jacksons.
tell the
Yeah.
people who are, it's like, look, if this show doesn't keep trucking, they can't pay their mortgage. And there's definitely a difference. Like, you know, the Kyle and well, not so much Kyle, but Carl, Lindsay, like they need Summer House.
Yeah.
They need the endorsements. Whereas with these two girls, the work is circus.
Oh my God,
They
that's so
like,
funny.
they have men who have them sitting pretty. And they've got their kids, and they're just living their best life. And so they're still bloggers and have that going on, whatever that means. But it's clear that they're definitely like in their like housewife, mommy vibes. So yeah, that's what's going on with those two.
Nice. Okay. You know, this is always a fun one. Real Housewives of Atlanta. That
Yes.
first
Yeah.
season. I think we should do one on like the faces of Bravo.
Yeah.
Like how many iterations of people's faces have we been in 15 years?
Yeah.
God, no.
A lot.
Some people would just be completely unrecognized, like literally
Yeah.
two different people.
Kim Zolciak.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Speaking of
Yes.
like Atlanta.
Is she still
Nene Leakes, anyone?
Yes.
I hate to go off track here, but is she still saying she's never had a nose job?
Who?
Kim.
No.
She's always maintained that she's never had a nose job.
No.
As though we don't have eyes.
No, I know, but I'm saying, is she still saying that? She
Girl.
just says like, oh, I can do my makeup now. I'm like, that's a nose job. So
Okay.
A couple of
Sure, Kim.
Surely you're talking about season 2, Kim.
I just don't. It's a lot.
Oh my.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Tiana, take us away.
But yes, so we cannot talk about OGs and blasts from the past without talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which
Yes.
in my humble opinion put all the housewife shows on the map.
Yeah.
There would be no housewife franchise without them. So we have to talk about Miss Lisa Wu and her life after the Real Housewives.
yeah, where is she?
Okay,
What's
I
up
just
with
got
her?
I just got a flashback because I remember what her face last looked like.
Does it look like that now?
It doesn't. And I was
Oh.
it's but that's not the show that we're doing today. So where is she now?
So here's where she's at now. She's still acting.
Oh,
we know that
acting.
she left
Acting.
acting and producing.
Acting.
Acted?
When did
Yes.
she? Yes.
She left the show in order to pursue her.
That she was a realtor. I remember that. She was showing houses on
Lisa
Atlanta.
Wu.
Yes.
Yeah. She was showing houses
Well,
on,
I will
yeah.
say, listen,
Okay.
as a real estate broker and agent for a very long time, I will say there's a lot of slashes in our business. There's a lot of actor / realtor, you know, whatever slash.
producer.
There's a lot of slashes. So it's possible. It
Okay.
really is.
Okay. So
Because
where
you're
is
about to be a realtor / below deck consultant.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, charter consultant / realtor.
she?
Yes.
Yes. Got it.
But yes, so she is still acting and producing. Some of her shows have been on Tubi. She's been
On
Not
what?
Tubi.
okay.
Okay. Let's just move on. I used to say
Yeah.
acting. Tiana sent me. Sorry, now we're really getting off. But she sent me like a snippet of movies that are on Tubi. I'm like, what is this? Someone
Where is
referred to-
Tubi?
I don't deep down on the like free apps
But
on
is
your
it-
TV.
Is it within Prime or something?
No, it's its own thing, but it caters to
find
the
it on Prime.
African American, not customer, viewer, and it has a lot of.
And it's called what?
Tubi.
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 Is it like a play on like FUBU? Like,
Not at all.
I brought it way back.
But I always think of
I
it
got
as
Tiana
being
on that
like
one.
kind of.
I really got her. Oh my God. This
one.
makes my day. The fact I made her laugh this hard.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You didn't
I
expect
always
that.
think of Tubi being kind of akin to like a Zeus.
Oh, it's worse.
Like-
When she sent me
Yes.
when she sent me this thing, I'm like, is this for real?
She can't handle
the
it.
acting was so bad. I'm like, Tiana, what is this? Do they make whole things?
They do.
Whole like
Movies.
productions?
Was he acting like, how could you do this? Question mark.
It was worse.
Yes.
It's so worse. I'm going to drop this in our
Yeah,
chat.
I can't
Yeah,
wait.
it's bad.
And I was like, and I asked her, I was like, oh, is this where candy production should be? And she was like, that's too much of a high quality for this. So just to put that
Wow.
in perspective for you.
Wow.
Okay, I digress.
Sorry, go ahead.
Some of the more higher brow things she's been a part of are the
Eyebrow.
Hollywood Divas, which was a TV One reality show. I watched it. It was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But other than that, she's been on some more major mainstream roles, like The Intern, which is a movie.
Was
Yeah,
she
that was
with
a real
Anne
movie.
Hathaway?
You know,
With Anne Hathaway? No, that movie.
I didn't say how big of a role she had. I just
Yeah,
said
so
she
I
was
don't
in
remember
it.
seeing it.
I know.
Okay.
I love
So
that
funny.
movie.
But that was a real movie.
I love that.
Okay.
With
That was
Robert
not
De
on-
Niro.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I love
for
that.
her.
And you want to know why? Because on my Saturdays, it's really true. I do not turn my TV off Bravo. If I'm home, it just stays on Bravo. And that is one,
Oh, they
one
rerun.
One of the
movie.
movies.
Yes, that they rerun. And I was like,
Oh.
oh, this is such a cute movie.
It is
So,
cute.
yeah.
And then as of this year, she is set to star in A Little Piece of Heaven.
What's that?
Listen,
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, oh.
An angel opens a bakery, and no, I'm kidding.
Wait, really? I was like, oh,
I'm looking
a
at it
slice
so
of
hard.
heaven, yeah.
it's another piece of work that she's involved in that will be streaming soon.
Okay.
Oh, streaming. Okay.
Shauna,
I feel
that was
like that's
nice.
where
You were
everyone
nice
goes.
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were nice.
DeShawn Snow.
Yes, Miss Snow. Well, I would say that she's the one that had a more interesting where have they been? It started off with me looking up fraud allegations.
Oh.
Shut up.
With her
Yeah.
governess?
No governance.
Does she still have the
No
governance?
governance.
No? Okay.
So the fraud allegations started
With her charity. They start with
no,
the charity. Oh.
actually with her being a real estate agent and taking out money, as in like she would go and she would get a loan for the amount of money that she'd be owed at the end of a deal.
Oh boy.
She would get loans to front her commission?
Yes,
Is that allowed?
this is alleged.
Realtor. Investigator realtor.
I need to do some
Yeah.
work on this.
This is alleged.
Alleged.
And then what, wouldn't pay it back?
It didn't even say. I don't know if they.
Or maybe she lied about transactions, saying that there was a transaction she was going to get paid commission on, and then there never was. Maybe she was doing some kind of like
Well,
a.
now that would definitely be fraud.
Yeah, that sounds fraudy to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
year
what I
was
do
this?
know, this was 3 years after she left the Housewives.
Oh, wow. Okay, long time
And you
ago.
know that this is also after she got her divorce.
Of course, we need to keep
that's
the we
right.
need to keep the wigs wigging.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it seemed as if the divorce was a bit nasty because her ex-husband may have impregnated his mistress.
I thought that was confirmed. He had a whole child.
I mean, I didn't hear anything about a confirmed DNA
Wow.
test,
Okay.
but I do know. I always
Wow.
put alleged for legal purposes.
Just in case. Yeah, just in case.
Not alleged.
And yeah, so now she finds herself being a real estate agent, but also a
She's still
motivation-
a real estate agent after that. Seems I will find out, because that is shocking to me, because
she
I
still
will
have
say
her
there's a lot
license.
you lose your license for doing stuff like that.
She is a child book author
oh.
Oh.
and a personal coach. So Courtney,
No.
if you wanted to be coached on how
Like
to
a
be
real
the
estate
best
No.
version of yourself, she's a personal coach
Oh, okay.
on how to be the best version of yourself.
Wow.
Give DeShawn Snow a call.
This is a lot to
Pin drop.
unpack.
Yeah, pin drop. That's so
Yeah.
much to unpack. And I just remember her from the show, and let me say this very gently.
Yes.
Didn't seem had much skills or desire to have skills.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it was just you okay over there? So So to see that she has all of these
Have skills.
these avenues of income
Yeah.
streams,
Yeah.
if we want to call it that.
This happens though. I will say a lot of the people that are like some of the ones that I've seen that are like life coaches or like this kind of coach, like what's that line? Like those that can't do teach. Like it's sometimes you see these people and you're like, but what have you done? Like it's a lot.
Yeah, that
So apparently I could have my own consulting company for
Yes.
charter yachts because I have never been on one. I don't know how they work. I don't know anything, but I have a lot of opinions
Yes.
and a
There you
big
go.
mouth.
Qualifications.
That's all I need.
That's
Okay.
all you need.
Okay.
The opinions,
I'm gonna go get my domain name or something like that.
and go make that happen.
Yeah.
There you go, boo.
Well,
You can't say that DeShawn Snow didn't help you. That all just came to you.
Yes.
there
a
you
lot.
go. And then
Thank you, DeShawn.
it's like what, $2,000, please, at the, at the end.
Do we put her in the same category as Sarah's like healer with the laptop?
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
pillows.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A con man, hustle man.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay. Well, moving on to another OG housewives,
Big OG.
the OC.
Yes. Miss Joe De La Rosa.
Yes.
Everyone.
her.
Yes. go
I've
ahead.
got to say though, she was at BravoCon 2023 and didn't look like she's aged a bit.
She looks.
Yeah.
I will say she does
She
look
looks
great.
good.
Yes.
I was on her Instagram. She was telling people some of the things that she's regretted doing. Actually, like cheek
Slay.
filler. Well, duh. I'm
Okay.
sure that. But I will say we need everyone to weigh in on what is up with her husband because
Oh, I know
he
she's
has
married.
like frosted tips. Like
Oh.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding. I literally thought I'm like, well, who's that
Tragic.
pic? Why is she with this guy? What is this? It's her whole husband, looking with like weird roots and like super blonde hair, and she's gorgeous. She's really pretty, very like fun and spunky. Like I feel like this is a complete departure from what she's got going
Yeah.
on. I think she's super into Jesus. I don't know if she always was,
Okay.
but she is now. So great.
Amen.
Cool. Yes. Preach. Of course. And, I will say, I'm curious to see what other procedures she talks about for like our face episode, but she looks great. She does look the same too. And I think she's making appearance on this season. She
Okay.
filmed.
You're right.
She
They
filmed with
showed-
them.
They showed something with
Yep.
with Alexis.
Yes. And I think maybe
Were
Tamara.
they friends?
I don't know, but they did say that she's going to be on this season, and she filmed a little bit, and she was like, oh, it's like riding a bike, and like, good for her. I'm just happy she's not with Slade, I
Who
guess.
was Alexis? Who brought Alexis on? Was it Gretchen?
I thought it was Tamara.
It was one
it
of those
Gretchen?
blonde
Was it
people.
Tamara?
Maybe
I think
it was
I
Gretchen.
think it was Gretchen, and I think they were all friends with Joe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think they
Interesting.
They go
So
back.
what is she doing now though?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. She's still says that she's like a singer, and then she does some acting, and she's like a does everything type person. I
Okay.
think her Instagram says she's like a public figure. So
Oh.
whatever
Very
that
LA.
means.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's got like some like beauty. She gives like beauty tips. She's like a blog for help women pick out maybe it's like a Dawn part 2. I don't know, but I will say she looks good. She's cute. She seems happy, and she kind of disappeared like the twins. Like she did just go off and do her own thing. Honestly,
Well, that's a lot to unpack
Yeah.
too. But what I'm really hearing is, once again, I'm going to say this really gently.
yes,
Not much of anything.
no, no.
Not really been up to much.
Not a
of
lot to
anything.
report,
So
no.
maybe she's just kind of living off the fat of the land, like husband
Yeah,
provides.
but
and
no,
she
this
just-
husband, you guys, you're gonna die laughing when you see this guy.
Okay.
It's
can't
good.
wait.
Okay.
It's good.
I can't wait. I'm going to check it out.
No, I saw it. It's scary.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I say something while you're talking? I
Yes.
just looked her up real quick on her Instagram, and 37 minutes ago, she did a little video that said, your ex tries to slide into your DMs, but you're off the market. Do we think that is one Mr. Slade? Smiley?
I mean, listen, everybody does every ex not try to slide into someone's DMs? Come on.
Yeah. No. But it's like, but Slade is married. So
Yes.
our next one is Gretchen. Slade is married, a whole
Yeah.
married to Gretchen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why would that stop a man from, you know what I mean? Like,
These
yeah.
Bravo men, terrible.
Yeah.
We,
Yes.
and you know, thinking of his character, he was sleeping around to stay on the show,
yeah.
allegedly.
Yes.
But I always say, what do I always tell my kids? I always tell them, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his
Oh, yeah.
actions was, while he was saying, no, that's not the case, your actions are really
Oh, yeah.
belying you were sleeping around to be on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Gretchen, what is she up to?
Well, you know, she's kind of almost like she's always been around. You know, even when she's definitely someone who did not leave the whole Bravo, you know, verse when she left the show. And I think she's actually going to be on this season as well. She's filming. And she's
Really?
always floating around doing
Yeah.
things. You know, she was on, I think she was on Two Teas in a Pod. She was
Okay.
on Tamra's podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
She's been-
those two fell out.
yeah,
like,
but she's
towards the end
just
of her
been
run.
floating around kind of in the periphery of everyone.
I do remember
doing nothing.
seeing the pictures of her and her child.
Yes.
They dress like unicorns and
Yeah.
fairy.
Yeah, it's a
and
lot.
Careberry and
A lot of photos. Yeah, a lot of photo shoots.
yes, a lot of
Yes.
yes. I
And
think
like-
it was even in our chat. Like what
Yes.
is-
Like an evening gown type thing matching with the daughter in like
Yeah.
a field or a meadow somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what
Okay.
she's doing. Nothing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
and Slade. Like it's once again because we knew Slade's situation wasn't that great to be able for Gretchen to even live off the fat of the land. So if she's not doing anything, what is she?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they are.
Where's that fat coming from in that land?
I
Like,
think maybe
Yeah.
they're like Lindsay and Carl, and they've got their little brand posts and things like that.
Yeah.
And Gretchen
hasn't
has.
that dried up. I would think.
You would think so, but I feel like
I would
these
think.
they still have so many followers, like hundreds of thousands of followers and everything like that. And like you can make a couple of dollars off of that. And then Gretchen has her like, you know, she makes appearances places still somehow. She's like just riding the wave. But I think a lot of these people, you don't know what they do. Like that's what they just are around. And
Yeah.
somehow like money comes to them, which more power to them. But yeah, they've got a kid, and then they were doing a lot of teasing of like having another kid and like their IVF stuff and everything. And they did a little tricky post that was like, oh, like to their daughter, oh, we're gonna go meet our new family member. And then I'm thinking like, did they have a kid like with a surrogate or something? No, it was like a cousin. I'm like, okay, people.
Oh.
So they're just like teasing things constantly,
Okay.
being thirsty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
sounds
exactly
like
what
it.
Yeah.
When that dries up, and it will.
Yeah.
Yes. Who knows?
Like what?
I don't think they're gonna be selling insurance with Vicky. I don't know what's going on.
I was like, what? Now see, Vicky, smart.
She
Because-
never quit her day job.
never did.
Yep,
and
that
she
crazy
never-
She's
woman.
always been smart in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
She always like, oh, this is play money. This is extra. This is this.
Yep.
And when the show left her,
Yep, and it
because
did.
that's exactly what
It
happened.
got up and walked away.
You know what? She didn't miss a beat. It was
No,
just
she
like,
kept going.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Didn't rely on that money.
Yeah, exactly. The lifestyle kept going. So, ladies and gents can take a page out of Miss Vicky Gundelsen's book for
Yes.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to keeping still with housewives, we are moving on to Potomac. Miss Tiana.
I'm
Katie
excited for this
Rost.
Yes. So this is one that I actually feel really sad about.
Oh, no.
And we know me, I don't feel sad often.
Yeah.
Right? So after Katie left, mainly why she left was because she was having issues with alcohol.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, she did look.
And
Remember, she always
she's
looked
been
messy. Like
in
her
and
hair
out of
was
rehab
crooked.
since the
Really?
show.
I didn't know. I didn't think
She's
it was a
got
substance
a
abuse
few
problem.
kids, right?
Yeah. And they were taken
Yeah,
away
and
from
she
her.
got married.
What?
Yeah.
The kids were taken away.
Her
Yeah.
kids were taken away from her. She was in a very messy custody battle with her ex.
With that white dude?
Yeah. She was engaged briefly in 2019.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Pause. When did the show start? Did the show start in 2019?
2016.
So it was a different engagement because
Yeah,
did she come on?
different
Or
guy.
she was wanting to be engaged desperately
She was
to the
wanting
guy.
to be
got
engaged
it. Okay.
desperately, yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But no, in 2019, she got engaged. It was very brief. They didn't stay together. She talked about in that same year having miscarriages. So she's just had like a very, very rough time post Bravo. And that makes me so sad because she's such good TV.
Beyond good TV. But now it just makes me a little sad too because was that due to substance abuse? She didn't. To me,
I didn't know she went full Catherine. Yeah, I didn't know that.
she didn't. I didn't see. I just thought it was a little kooky. That's all.
Honestly,
And I just got that full Catherine. I was like, Catherine who?
Oh, yeah,
Dennis.
yeah.
I think her first time on the Housewives was very hard to tell, but towards the end, it was like, oh.
No, she looked. I do remember her sitting there at some of these dinners, like looking fucked up. But they all drink a lot, right? So then you're like,
Yeah.
but she looked a little off. Like she did look like she mixed the wrong meds or something. Honestly.
Well, when they brought her back for that cash trip,
yes.
like a few seasons ago, she came
stupid
off
comment.
When she
extremely
called
strange.
Ashley stupid.
Oh,
yeah.
that was my favorite. When she apologized for calling her dumb, she meant that she was, I'm sorry I called you dumb. I meant to say that you were stupid. I died.
Yes, but unfortunately, we got lives like that because she was having issues with her sobriety. And honestly, up until last year, she was also having issues. She checked into rehab again in 2023.
Where is all this?
What?
Like, who's putting all this out?
I
The
mean,
internet.
she's been very transparent about it also.
Oh,
she's
really?
been- okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
okay.
sad.
And now she works, where at least after she left rehab, she began working a minimum wage job at a local organic shop. And she now lives in Miami.
Where
so
are
no
her
more
babies?
Potomac.
Are they they're not on her Instagram
It
or
seems
anything?
as if she has visitation of her babies, but
my
I'm not sure if she has full custody.
Got
Oh,
it.
Jeez, this was a depressing one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we change gears?
Yeah,
I'm
let's-
sorry.
let's
I
change.
didn't know we
Bring
were
up the
giving you such a
energy.
sad one.
Yeah,
I would
didn't
like-
know either. I
yeah.
thought I was going to investigate something very fun.
I will say in
Yes.
hilarious news, I am such a huge Jeff Lewis lover.
Yes.
We do need to
me
touch
too.
on Gage and Jenni Pulos. So, I mean, God, we could spend all day on this.
We can.
I will say though,
and all the people that left that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say Jenni Pulos. So obviously she's still around because of her little theme song and all of her
Yes.
little jingles for Watch What Happens Live. She was at BravoCon. Fine. She seems like a regular mom, on her Instagram and everything like that. And she does say she's like an actress and a rapper, which
Girl.
yeah.
Isn't that why
Stop.
they fell out? Because Jeff didn't.
No, I mean there's
By the
there's a lot of backstory there where like
Okay.
she was very committed to her craft and like
And he didn't take it seriously.
well, I mean, she also would just like bounce from work and stuff like that. And I think they had way bigger problems that were way deeper than that. But I went and then I clicked on her bio, right? Because they've got all their little links in bio. And the one that's like JenniPulos.com, it's all fucking flipping out in Jeff Lewis.
Oh.
So she hasn't even updated her website. And I'm just like, bitch, like,
No, but she pays for that domain.
yeah, I know. It's still ticking. She still gets those GoDaddy renewals.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so the whole thing's like, oh, Jenni and Jeff have worked together for 13. I'm like, what is this? It's like pictures of them and everything. I'm like, you
Girl,
need to
it's
change
time
your
for an
Girl, this is
update.
almost 13
yes.
years
I'm like,
old.
change your
Yes.
website, especially
Yeah.
for someone you hate so much and you really don't. I mean, that is interesting
Yeah.
to me, honestly.
At the very least,
a
put
lot.
BravoCon. I was very shocked when she was invited to BravoCon and to host some segments.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think just like with the Watch What Happens Live stuff, I'm sure I don't know if like she and Andy don't text though. I'm sure.
It was kind of they were running out of people.
Yeah, they're like, well,
we
let's
need
like
some
bring
people.
someone back, and
Yes.
then here's what I could really spend all day on is Gage. I mean, that is such carnage, and it's just the drama of like him getting paid and like just causing so many problems for Jeff and everything like that. But I like where he is now is that he is now in a long-term relationship with Jeff's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, it's so wrong.
I just don't even
It's
get that.
so weird.
How
don't get that.
disgusting.
And what does he do for a living, or how does he support himself?
Live off the fat of the land.
I mean,
Yes, it's the child support checks from
he
Jeff.
cashes Jeff's checks.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
just,
gosh.
I cannot stand Gage. Like, I'm just
And then he gets
not
mad
a fan.
when Jeff's like, okay, Jeff made a mistake recently because he wanted to get Monroe a swing set, so his house, Gage's house that he pays for, could match kind of like with this setup at his house. And I think Gage got mad that he said something about this like on the radio, and they made a cute joke, they made a funny joke about it. Jeff's like, okay, well, just let me know which one you like, whatever, and I'll grab it for you. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's $100,000. Like, he made a joke, like he needed like $100,000 for a swing set. So I thought it was funny, but then it's not funny now because Then he told Monroe he's not going to take the swing set and he can buy it himself and all this stuff.
But he can't.
But that's what Jeff said. Jeff goes, what drives me crazy, and he's like, what makes me so angry and so triggered by this is like, he says, I'm going to buy it myself, but that's the money I give him.
Yeah.
He's buying it with the money I give him. And I'm just like, that is so hard. I would have a very hard time with that. Like these people who give they give their ex like, you know, there are people who give their ex like $50,000 a month. I mean, look at Sutton. Sutton gets $250,000 a month from that guy she was married to, which is like, and I feel like she's so nuts that like he's happy to write that check, but like it would hurt me.
Cost of freedom.
Right? Yeah, seriously. He writes that check and he's like, oh my God, this is the best money I've ever spent.
The old lady walks.
I cannot.
So,
I cannot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've got going on there. But I will say I'm glad Jeff is still around Bravo. I love him. He's my favorite. I'm like a huge Jeff stan. So
Love him too. I have a favor to ask, Courtney, because I know that you like to do some private investigating work. I think that Jenni Pulos still receives residual values for Andy Cohen's got the 411.
Oh, she
gets
has to
paid
get residuals, right?
Does
time.
she?
Yes.
Bravo seems like
They
the
would
kind
have
of
given her a
platform.
one-time thing. I feel like they would have given her like a one-time thing.
But almost
really,
I'm almost positive.
we gotta
Is she
find out.
living off that?
I'm gonna follow up.
Is she
If
living
it's
off
25 cents,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right?
But
15
she
years of Andy
gets
Cohen's got the
something.
411.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
is she living?
I think she gets something
Be
every
right
episode.
back.
Yeah.
That one.
But sometimes they even like deviate and play like the longer version of it.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
do.
Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
King of late night fun.
Midnight.
I will admit, I used to go around singing it a lot.
A lot of
It was very
whispering. I
bad.
like the whispers in the background. I do like it. It's really
Don't
cute.
Go anyway.
Yeah, that one's good. Be right back.
Love it. Well, all righties. Is there anyone that we like left out before we wrap today?
We're
Anyone?
gonna have to
so
do this
many
again.
people.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
we're
this
gonna
is
have
gonna
to
be a
do
repeat.
another.
Yes, but Courtney, you kind of solidified our next show, the Faces of Bravo.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's our next
We have a
one.
lot.
After the roundup, we'll do the faces, and we're going to say it gently. We're not going to in
Are
that
we?
episode.
I don't know if I can
Speak
agree
for
to that.
yourself. Like whatever. Some of these people look fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially the one we just dropped in the chat.
Oh, God.
Who shall remain nameless? Because I feel like
Buckle up.
some of these people are going to come for us. That's why I'm like, we need to say it gently. But the one we just dropped in the chat, I didn't get that much response, though, of kind of shocking. I guess because we see it so
I think
often.
I think it's because we didn't even know who it was. That's why.
It was
Yeah.
and it's everything on trend with plastic surgery, from the face shape to the lip. Yeah, it was bad. Anywho,
We can't wait.
Tiana, what's your roundup of this episode? What do you think? Kind of like where everyone stands, what everyone's up to. Did they leverage Bravo right? Or should they they did a good thing and kind of Grace
Call it a
made
day.
made sure they didn't bore us anymore.
You know, I think it's a few people that need a little bit of Courtney's consulting TLC in order to better leverage Bravo. You know, I can say one big takeaway that I do have from this episode is that Bravo for once got something right, which was not taking advantage of Katie, because I had no idea that she was going through all of that.
Yes.
And while it would have made great television,
Yes.
I'm so happy they
Yeah.
respected her privacy
Yeah.
and knew enough to know that
Yeah.
she shouldn't be on the show
Time's
anymore.
up with her,
that.
yeah.
Love that.
Little silver lining.
Yeah, well, everyone, thanks so much for watching with us today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
As
10th episode.
Yeah, this is our
10.
10th episode. So please let us know if you've started your own group chat to talk shit about all your favorite shows. It's been such a fun time for us to have that little outlet where we can go and just kind of check in and get all the good dirt that everyone is talking about. And make sure you follow us on all of the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter,
shit.
X, all the things.
Yeah.
And
All
then if you have any suggestions for our next episodes or anything like that, just send us an email to talkyo-ish@bravoishtalkers.com.
Yay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, everyone. Remember, we are the podcast that says what everyone is thinking. So until next time, thank you so much, and keep the shit talking unapologetic.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty